Hello, hello, hello. I know nobody is prepared for this. Kitty is early. No, it's not raining. It's not snowing. I promise you, Kitty is early. Kitty is actually early. Hello, everybody. It is your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate. It is Saturday. Yes, it is October 4th. I am sipping on my 10 ounces of French vanilla, uh-uh, 10 ounces of great value French roast. I don't know how much creamer was added because I did not make my own cup of coffee today. My daughter made it for me. Ooh, yes. And I don't know what it is about her making my coffee that makes it so good. It's just like so good. Good afternoon, my Ava Lister. Is this better? Hello, hey sis. Hey Kim. How is everybody today? Y'all, I got stuff all around me still. We're still trying to get the table cleaned off out in the great area so that I will have room. I got I got a lot of little bits to show you today. So we're going to kind of combine finished objects, yarn haul, whips. We're going to combine all of that together. Before I go there, I want to tell you about the health update because I was not here Thursday. I had a severe migraine. It was stress induced, um, but I'm okay. I'm okay now. I'm smiling and grinning as usual, but I do that anyway. I, I do that anyway. My mother used to call my smile my makeup, and I kind of adopted that over the years because she says no matter how you feel. I remember in high school I had pleurisy, and one of you here can tell can identify with how that feels. This was my first bout with it. It actually doubled me over, and I was down for a little while. And yeah, but I was smiling. I was smiling the whole while. So some time ago, I got some tea in the mail, and y'all, I have to say to date, it is the best tea I've ever had. I got it from Lori of Lori Stories and Crochet, but she also sent this beautiful card, which I did a video, but I don't think I ever uploaded it for some reason. Now, y'all, you got to be ready for this. The stickers. I love it. Don't talk to me. I'm counting. My kids hear that more than a little bit. Shh, hush. Isn't that a beautiful motif? And then the I'm hooked on you. Oh, so precious. And even though it's a sewing machine, look at that kitty. And we have yet another kitty. Kitty in a red beret. And then we are growing a kitty. And we're growing another kitty. And yeah, I have those days. I have those days. I'm not going to deny. Another kitty. And another kitty. Lord did it with the kitties, y'all. I'm telling you. I absolutely love them. And I never told anybody, but my two favorite birds are the blue heron and the pink flamingo. Oh my goodness. I love big birds. I love eagles too. For a while I was like eagle hunting. But and where I live in some areas we have nests of eagles. So it's exciting to see our nation's bird where you live in a state where they are pretty plentiful. And then another kitty with a cactus. And the cute thing about this is my my first interaction with a cactus. It's cute now, but it wasn't cute. I was a little girl. I don't remember how young I was, but my grandmother used to have flowers in the house, and it was the first time I had ever seen one of these, and it was very similar to this, but it was shorter and rounder. And to me, with the little yellow flowers on the top, it looked like the beginning of a little doll baby, and I ran up to it and I hugged it. Y'all, I had the pricklies for weeks. I had the pricklies for weeks. And there's the hanging basket with the kitty and another kitty. And yeah, I actually owned a black cat at one point. Another kitty. And his name, I named him Marcus, but my son named him Black Cat. And another kitty. And absolutely, crochet is my therapy. Ah, isn't that somewhat true for all of us? And those were the only stickers that I did not show when I showed the arrival of that special, beautiful, wonderful blanket that I was working on. And I'm sorry, but not sorry that I don't have it to show to you today. But if you go back and check out the video that's titled Twisterhood of the Traveling Blanket, you'll get to see portions of the blanket. I'm waiting for it to get back to Michelle, or even if Juan shows the whole thing because he's the last leg of this. And when I got the blanket, I was in total awe when I got it. It was absolutely beautiful. It started out with Michelle, and then it went to Jessica SMC, and her part were like these little shelves all the way around. It went from her to Seta, Auntie Seta, and she had this purple and purple that went around beautiful. It was absolutely stunning. And then it went to Ivy B, and she did this spider stitch. Ah, even though I'm terrified by spiders, the stitching was amazing. And it went from her to Marty of Blossom Crochet. And oh, wow. She did a blue on blue. Y'all. So another portion of that headache that I had Thursday, in a week's time, I created 3 stitches. Yeah. I showed you all one, which was the mermaid's tail. And then the other two were the baby bundle. And as I was crocheting on the blanket, I came up with what I call the stairway to heaven. So I am going to do tutorials for those, but not today. So that is where we are pretty much with the whips and the FOs. Now with the haul. It wasn't just a yarn haul. I went over to my neighborhood Walmart, not the marketplace. It's just a big Walmart. Well, anyway, found these for under $5. in Walmart. And even though I only have 2 projects in here so far, the other one had been started. And I know this doesn't look like a hill of beans to you, but it means everything to me, which is probably why I don't write patterns, because I'm the only one who understands them. But not only did I find it valuable as a weekly planner, but a project planner. Works very well. And then I saw this, even though it's 15 months and it is 2025 to 2026. I know me, I don't really throw stuff away that's usable. So I know that once I get back to where this runs out, I think it runs out in June, then I will go back to the beginning of this and start using from here, from the beginning. I'll just change the year. I know the days because they're listed like this. And that's pretty easy, to just follow the dates. And of course, you can see that I have already started in that as well. And that is basically to keep up with my whips, whereas this is for my projects. This will have all the information about my projects. This will have my starting date, and I'm choosing to start with the next thing I'm going to tell you about. But I'm going to list them as I start them so that it'll already be on that date. I'm just not putting all the specifics in this one. They're just going to have what I have, because I tend to start a few things a day. I do. But like I said, this one will have all the specs about everything in it. What yarn I'm using, what hook I'm using, what pattern I'm using, stitches, row counts, round counts, all that good stuff is going to be in the landscape one. So that brings me to the collaboration that I am so excited about. So Blind Stitches, I'm going to, Joan. Hush. Shh. Wait a minute. So I joined a collaboration. Well, Blind Stitches and I, Marsha Lee, and I were talking, and we talked about collabing on a project. And once we came to the idea, once she told me what she wanted to do, I was like, you know what? That sounds pretty good. That I can rock with that. So what we decided to do was a cardigan. And we came up with 4 simple rules. It has to be a cardigan. It has to be done in panels. And it has to have ribbing. It has to be completed and photos sent in by midnight of December 1st. So when we started this, we were at 65 days. I think now we're down to 59 days. Still got time. Because in those 6 days, this was the first panel that I did. Mine is going to be pretty long. Mine is going to come down to like midway my thigh. I think hers is shorter. This is the right backside panel. See where I made room for my arm and room for my neck. And then I have the left. There we go. The left backside panel. And in case you didn't notice or were afraid to ask, yes, it is very colorful. All of my panels are going to be different colors. I am currently working on the front right panel, which is in red. I am going to see where this comes in handy. I know what colors I'm going to have. Okay. So I don't think I have, I do. My left front panel is going to be green. Um, my sleeves, one of my sleeves is going to be blue. The other one is going to be pink. It's going to be the mainstay pink. So it's kind of a hot pink. I think that's over there. And I decided, whereas before I was going to do my ribbing in different colors, I am going to, bless your heart, I'm happy for you. I am so happy for you. But whereas I decided I was going to do my ribbing in different colors, I'm actually going to do my ribbing and my outline in black. So that is going to be my cardigan. And Marsha called me teasing yesterday that um, she is already ready to sew hers together. But Marsha's tiny. I'm not tiny. She's like a third of me. Okay, Joan, here it is. Here it is. Guys, kittens. I have to call y'all kittens right now because I don't need y'all to fuss at me. I know I said I wasn't going to purchase any more yarn, but I am a member on Juan's channel, and he released to his members a pattern for a poncho that I really liked. Looking at it on him, I'm like, oh my God, that is so beautiful. It looks a lot like, if you saw The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, the poncho that Clint Eastwood wore. It's very similar to that. And it just looked absolutely amazing. And I wanted to try it. So I knew that I didn't have the yarn and probably didn't have the access to the yarn that he used, but I did have access to the Premier Bloom. And I have never, ever, 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 ever worked with Premier Bloom before. So I went and I bought me some Premier Bloom in the colorway of Wildflower. It is a 5 worsted weight. They recommend, see if I can get this right upside down. They recommend a size 8 crochet hook, which is an L. I am using, however, I am using an L. I'm doing good. So far, this has, I believe, 218 yards. I got 3 of these. I got 2 of them the day before yesterday and 1 today because I know for sure that it's going to take 5 to do the poncho that I want to do. I decided not to follow the pattern, and I am going with my own poncho because I had an idea in my mind. Yes. And I have to bring that into fruition. It's very simple though. It is so simple. It's going to have a neckline, but it's going to have an opening V. So your first 4 rounds are actually going to be your first 4 rows. And when you come around on the 4th round is where you're going to connect it to make it into a round. And then you're going to go just like you're doing a square from there. But the neck row is half double crochet. And what I did, and I know it sounds very small, but guys, this yarn is not only very squishy, it is very stretchy too. So, and the half double crochet stitch offers a lot of give in itself. So I did 40 foundation row stitches in half double crochet. And then I did the next 6 row rounds in double crochet. And then I come back and I do 2 half double crochet, 5 double crochet. In all, it has, see what this does for me good? It's going to have 60 rounds, which is going to end up being 240 stitches on each side. I know it sounds like a lot. You can do this. That's almost, that last round it's going to take almost an hour. For me, it'll take almost an hour because in double crochets, I do, the last time I timed myself, it was 1137 stitches, I believe, in an hour. So, taking time out to stop and glimpse at TV and, play with the kids or whatever, it'll take about an hour to do that last round. So, yeah, this is something that is definitely going to take more than a day, but I would say sitting down and doing it shouldn't take more than 3 days to do. Um, I got all the way up to round 10 before I unwound it. I did it. I had to frog it because it's not that it looked bad. It's just that my flow, it's a mental thing, guys. My flow got kind of messed up and I just felt like I wasn't in sync with it, but I'm dead set on doing it. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I might even do a video where we do it. We might even do this as a crochet with me, and I'll just talk along with you and let you. It's something that we can work on together. So that's where we are with that. Now I want to go back to the weight. My daughter fixed the scale. Total transparency, I haven't gotten on it. She fixed it this morning. We don't know what happened to it, but she picked it up and took everything loose at the bottom and put it back together, and everything's fine. And the first the first time she got on the scale, without me telling her it was broken, she was like, "Mama, I don't know if the scale is right or not, but I am so happy. I have." This is a child that weighs herself like once every 3 months. So she goes, "I have lost a lot of weight. Working with Amazon has done me good," blah, 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 blah. She goes on and on and on. So this morning, my grandkids were, they were in there talking about the fact that, they weighed this much, they weighed that much, so forth and so on. I didn't realize my grandbabies weighed so much, both of them. The last time I paid attention to them being on the scale, one was 44 pounds, the other one was 40, right at 40 pounds. Y'all, my grandson is 88 pounds. He is 7, and he's almost 5 feet tall. My granddaughter is 86 pounds. She's 10, and she is 5 feet tall. Y'all, I refuse to believe I'm short. I absolutely refuse to believe it. I'm not claiming that. Not at all. Mm-mm. So when they got in there today after she fixed it, she got on the scale. She was like, "I still lost weight." And I'm so happy for her. But just as I told you, this is my Wednesday to go to the doctor. So I will tell you on Thursday what the weight is. Um, Blood pressure is doing great. We are quickly approaching a year since I've taken blood pressure medication. And not only is my doctor proud of me, I'm proud of me. I really am. Even in stressful situations, it has not gotten out of control. So I'm really happy about that. Thanks a lot to Crochet. And believe it or not, thanks a lot to you guys. When we come in the den and we're all together and, just seeing you all and your comments, they make me smile. They fill my heart with joy. They make me happy. So y'all are helping to keep me in that happy place. And I appreciate each and every one of you for that. I really, really do. And to be able to work with yarn like this, y'all, when I worked it up, I wish I had kept it just to show you. But I know that I'm going to be working on this today, and I'm excited about it. I have not gotten past the added sleeves. on my purple cardigan, but you can see that it is still in one piece. So I have not frogged it, nor have I forgotten it because it's here for me to show you. So my baby is still in the works. It hasn't quite gotten cold enough for anything extra. I do have a very thin poncho that I wore to the store yesterday. And that's only because I went early in the morning. And of course, early in the mornings in fall, it's a little nippy. It was like, excuse me, it was like 62 degrees. And riding on the scooter, of course, and that air hitting you, and that poncho was perfect for that. So I hear that we're supposed to have a pretty cold winter, but I think between this cardigan and this cardigan, I think I'll be pretty prepared. I really do. I have some other plans. I still have not forgotten the Frappuccino blanket. You saw the drawings that I did for that one. Yeah, there we go. So I'm still at the two drawings. I still have one more drawing before I transfer it to the actual graph paper. And I like the idea that I was going to go with mint leaves, but I like the idea that I went with the little orange slices instead. I just thought it was something different, and that's how I eat anyway. I don't eat like typical people. Yes. Okay. So I did write it down. Taco Tuesday, which I have Juan's information in the description box as well. This Taco Tuesday and the standing Taco Tuesday item is to pick a whip, any whip, and complete it. And if you don't have a whip, start one. Um, my completed whip for this week would have been the twister hood of the traveling blanket because it did come to me last weekend and I was able to finish my part and get it sent off within the week. So I did get it. Once I got it, it was considered a whip and I did complete that. So I did do that. And then it says crochet a gift for a friend or make a gift for a friend. Um, the third challenge is to hook down. So if you're working on something and you usually use, say, a 5.0, hook down to a 4.5 and make something. And then a, a complete make using only variegated yarn. That one is Saturday. I can probably do that one. I do have a few variegated yarns that are scheduled to come off the shelf this week. So I can see a hat or something being made that's larger than my hand uh, and more than a headband. So I can very much see that happening. I'm looking at I'm looking at three right now. One of them is the Warm Brights by Big Twist. Another one is the Mainstay, which is the purple and pink. And another one is Big Twist. It's kind of like that. The one that has the black, orange, red, teal, those colors in it. So of those three, I'll pick one and I'll probably make a hat or something. So, um, and I'll probably hook down to do that. So two of them will become, and it will be a gift for a friend. So here again, I can triple dip and make one. Yeah, I can do that. But if you want to follow that, it is just something quick to do to break the monotony of what you have going on. It's okay to double dip, triple dip. It's okay not to do any of them, but it's just something to, like I said, break the monotony of what you have going on. Like Most of yesterday was put into this between naps and between naps and kids and all that good stuff that we do. Um, a lot of it was constructing the part of this that I had constructed. And I was really happy with it. And at 5:30 this morning, I was frogging it. Not because I wasn't happy though. I was only frogging it because where I saw that it was working out the way I wanted it to work out. But in my creative venture, my first draft is usually not my best draft. And another thing about me, I don't feel like it's right if I don't start it at least 5 times. That's the OCD in me. That fifth time, I feel like that's going to do it. That's going to be the one. I can complete it now. So when I go back at this, it will be the fifth time. So I'm pretty sure what comes of this are these. These are the three that I got so far. And I just told myself that, when I go over to Walmart, I'm not going to overwhelm myself and get all 5 at one time. Because when I see that large amount, then the anxiety level goes up. So knowing that I need 5 of them, then probably when I go back to Walmart tomorrow or Monday, I will get the fourth one and, probably wait until the middle of the week. Let me tell you how I come up with the funds for these. There is this app called Best Play. And no, they don't sponsor me in any way. They don't. Y'all, I'm not sponsored by anybody. But Best Play offers games. And those games will pay directly to your PayPal account, to an Amazon gift card. They have a whole list of gift cards. You can donate to a charity, however you want to use the funds that you make. Now, you don't make buku money. The most I've made in a day, especially here lately, unless they're running like a bonanza or something, is $1.16 in a day. And that's dedicating like 2 hours to the games. And it seems like a lot, but when you're taking a break from crocheting and you spend 15 minutes playing those games, go back to your crocheting or whatever you have to do, come back and spend 15 more minutes. You do that 8 times in a day, that's 2 hours. And they add up. They add up, and you can transfer that money immediately, like I said, over to an Amazon gift card, over to your PayPal, and like I said, they have a whole host of gift cards that you can choose from. They have charities that you can donate to. So once I get my little duckies in a row, I can get my own. So that's how I go about that. Um, I think, guys, I did good today. I did good. Yay! Another thing about the Taco Tuesdays, one does them in seasons. So we are now in season 3, and this season will run until the end of the Boggy Creek era or time period for this year. So you've got plenty of time. You don't have to go back and do anything. Like I said, you don't have to do any of them. If it's just a day that you need a break and you just want to look at something different, it's something fun to look at. I am a person who likes the game of chance. It's called Taco Tuesday. The name of the game, Kim, is called Taco Tuesday, and it's on Juan's channel, and it's Tuesday at about 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And he spends about an hour with you. And there's one called that he does. It's called The People's Choice. And what that is that he will collect 50 items that, everybody just chimes in and says what they want to see go into the bucket. And he'll get one of his mods to pick a random number. And when they pick that number, then that's one of the items that will be made. This time it was the gift for a friend. So the other one that's standing that goes from week to week is pick a whip, any whip, and complete it. And if you don't have a whip, start one. So then from there, he goes into his jar and he picks 2 cards. And the 2 cards he picked this week were the hook down. Like I said, the example was if you use a 5.0, say for a worsted weight, then go down to a 4.5. Even say if you're using cotton and you use a 5.0 to make a dishcloth, go down to a 4.5 and make a dishcloth, or, and the second one was make a make using only variegated yarn. So I'm choosing, last week I triple dipped and I made a headband using a new stitch and hooked up 2 sizes. The yarn called for a 5.5. They don't make a 7.5, so I used an 8. I used my L and I made an ear warmer, and that was one of the stitches that I created, which was the mermaid tails. So that was 3 in 1, I did the all in one color using a new stitch and hooked up 2 sizes. So this one I'm choosing to do a hat, a simple hat. And I'm going to hook down, probably, being that I use a J, I'll probably go to a 5.0 because I generally use a 6.0. So I'll probably go down to a 5.0, and I already have the variegated yarn, and it will be gifted. It will definitely be gifted. So like I said, it is something fun to do. They usually keep the items kind of quick. Like I know I'm always suggesting like a small market bag, fingerless gloves. What is something else I say? A small basket. Small baskets are really quick and easy to make. And I usually run my baskets with 3 strands, 3 or 4 strands. And they are really quick and easy to make. So, yeah, like I said, it's just something fun to do. So try it out. Future objects, like I said, I am still wanting to make my Frappuccino blanket, and I am Lori. Hello, my twinning stitches. I just got through showing all of the stickers you sent me. I had a lot of kitties in there. I felt right at home. I felt like I'm keeping them in the envelope, and I felt like I was supposed to jump in the envelope with them. So I am still working on the house purse, trying to get one of them I call my scooter bag. But I'm still trying to work on the logistics of that to make sure that it'll be sturdy enough, especially for the scooter, and that it will facilitate everything that I need to go in it. I know that it's possible for everything that I need to fit in it, but I just want to make sure it's going to be right for my scooter. My grandkids ride on my scooter with me, not for long because I didn't know they weighed that much. I'm losing; they're growing, but I want to make sure that the grandbabies can still, one rides in front of me, one rides behind me, and they switch up, and they're still both pretty slim, kind of, even though they call him chunky. And the only reason they call him chunky is because he's a little thicker than my granddaughter. Yeah. But yeah, I just want to make sure that they have room to be comfortable up there as well as myself. And I'd want to make sure that it's not going to be in the way as I'm trying to maneuver it. So that's why I'm working on that so much. The other one, the other two that I'm making, one it's going to be for traveling, of course, but I'm making the travel room one the same. I just won't have the extra components in it while it's here in my room or within the apartment. The other one is going to be for cleaning, so it's got to be structurally stronger. So I'm looking at breaking down a couple of my coffee boxes and using them for structure or for stability so that it'll be able to facilitate what I need those for. Kind of like a caddy, but it's a caddy with a strap on it that I can take with throughout the apartment with me as I'm cleaning. So those are the things that I am working on and looking forward to in the future. I have not abandoned my desire to make the 5 beach blankets. I was having a hard time finding the lips and the hat brim that I wanted. The hat brim I drew, but it's the detailing of it because to be I wanted to have definition. So I got to make sure that all of that is like it's supposed to be. And then I have to decide on the color of the hat because quite naturally I want a purple hat. But if I want the background to be purple, y'all, it's about to be on with the purple. I'm telling you, I already know for Christmas some of what I'm getting, and it's going to allow me the opportunity to go buy me some yarn, which is one of the reasons I wanted to get rid of what I had. But if I go to a store and get all the purple yarn I want, they're not going to have it anymore. They're not going to have any more. And if you don't think that I like purple, look at my cardigan. Mm, I love, love, love purple. And a comment that I didn't see. No, I have not abandoned the idea of getting my stash down, Joan. I haven't. It's just that I knew that there were a few people that I wanted to gift items to, and I did not expect that list to grow as much as it did. And no, my cardigan isn't done. I am working on them, both of them, but they're not done. But I felt in all fairness, I know a gift is a gift is a gift, but um, I know that I would like to gift things that I at least think will be used. And therefore, I will ask people what their favorite colors are. And in doing that, I find that a lot of their favorite colors don't match what's in my supply. So I end up having to purchase yarn to get these items done. So, like pink. I don't have a lot of pink. I don't. Let me see. I was making progress on making my stash down, but then a friend had a stash. Nah, exactly. Well, mine isn't. They're not hard questions. It's just questions that I'm not ready to answer right away. um, at this point, realistically, I think stash down for me is getting yarn under control based on the amount of space that I have. I don't think that I will ever be able to completely get rid of what I have. You know, I use most all of my purple for a blanket for my coworker to give her mother-in-law. That's cool, but I'm kind of stingy when it comes to purple because purple is my color. And out of everybody that I've asked, what is your favorite color? Only one person has told me purple. And it is the second man that I asked, what is your favorite color? So when he told me purple, I was like, okay, okay. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, okay. You know, because I'm kind of, yeah. And it's sad because I generally don't make anything for myself. Um, my blanket, my blanket and I have a real close relationship. And even though it's not finished, it is probably the softest thing other than me that I've ever had on my bed. I'm loving this blanket, yo. I can't put it over me yet, but I can sure cuddle up beside it. And I do every night. I am absolutely loving this blanket. And my sweater, I can't wait for it to get done. And sometimes I have to pull myself away from it. This, yes, baby. Let me tell you all about this. This is Mainstay Chenille. It is a number six, it's a six weight, and I forgot what hook size it calls for because the ball bands have been gone a long time ago. This blanket is so huge, y'all. I thought that when I bought the latest four skins balls, whatever, I thought that it was gonna be like slightly over half of the blanket. And the five that I had purchased previously were actually going to make the blanket. Well, since then, I have bought another ball and added to this one, and I'm still not at the halfway point. So, with the five balls I have in there, and with it's still not going to be completely done. So, I'm going to need two other balls. But at least once I get the 10 balls together, it'll be enough that I can call it a pretty much done blanket. But in order for it to be the full scope, then I'm going to have to add those other two. It is absolutely huge. It is, it's 80 inches across. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know who I was thinking of because 80 inches is what, 6 feet, 8 inches? I'm 5'3". But it's okay though. It is okay though because it will cover my bed like a spread. And that must have been what I had in mind when I was making it. Well, no, no. What I'm saying, Joan, when I said pre-done, is at the point of of only having the 10 balls. If I wanted to call it done at that point, it would still be a full size blanket. But I want it to be longer, so I want to add those other two balls. But it would be perfectly fine with the 10. It's just that I want it to be bigger. That's what I meant by pre-done. Okay, I don't know what I did. What I do. I was trying to, I lost, I lost my comments. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. Y'all, I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. I can't see the comments anymore. They went bye bye. I have to laugh at myself because I be doing stuff and don't know what I'm doing. Hmm. Wow. The little box that says comments. I don't have that little box. Okay, I checked that box. I did. And all I'm getting is the StreamYard. Y'all, I am so sorry. Leave it to me. Uh, I got a paint easel at the top. I got the one that says comment box, and the line is under that one. The next one is for the banner, and the next one is to create a brand. That's not what I want. And when I click the only option that it's giving me, it's either making it so that I'm posting a chat or fiddlesticks. When's the last time y'all heard that? Y'all, I tell you what, because I have covered just about everything today. But Kim, the specs for the yarn that I use for my blanket, it is mainstay chenille blanket, and it's a 6 weight. I forgot what size it calls for. I am using a 10, the letter N, and it works up pretty quickly. But like I said, it's 80 inches across, and it's not even 40 inches tall yet. I think I'm like right at 30 something inches. Might be right at 30, but it's I'm absolutely, I can show you. This is where I am at 5 balls. So yeah, I'm not even at that 3 foot mark yet. So it is going to take the rest of the other ones. I love this blanket. I absolutely love it. And I keep it balled up and I keep hugging it because it is so soft. I'm so glad I got a fan pouring on me every night. I cannot see anybody's comments. I am so sorry. I don't know what I touched. I don't know what I did. Leave it to me. Yeah, I'll be Beaver today. Leave it to Beaver. Um, but I'm gonna go figure this out between Lori and Michelle. I know that it'll get figured out. But you guys, I want you all to go and have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. I've got a day ahead of me. We're doing some major cleaning in the house. Okay, I got you, Lori. I'm gonna pull it up. But we got laundry to do and to get folded, and in between, I'm gonna be crocheting because I got to get this going. I want to add to this today, and I want to add to my sweater, and I want to add to this. So if I do like 30 minutes on each in rotation, I'll get a lot done. But I want you guys to always remember to be bold, be brave, be beautiful, and behave. Remember, Kitty Lane told you. Remember, Kitty Lane loves you. And until we see each other again on these YouTube streets, peace out, everybody.